Hello to my Leos. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading. Leos, happy last quarter moon phase. All right. Let's get to the getting into. Yes, indeed. Y'all know I'm excited because my team won. But we know that's a whole nother thing. Yes. Let's get into this awakening oil here. Yes, indeed. So, let's get into the getting intos. This is the awakening oil here, which you can get on my website, queenamunra.com. So let's get into it. All right, so you all are pretty successful here. You all are pretty successful here in shaking a table. Shake. Y'all really woke somebody up. Basically, you know, something around a fortune right here. Just like something has to end. Like somebody's going to have to kind of sort of become responsible, like become more responsible. And this is a good thing, Leos, because you are a star, right? And this is what I've been telling about you all. Like stars don't like laziness at all, like in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Stars just don't, because you all, your sun is a star, right? The sun is a star. And this is not basically telling people to be like you, but like, for example, whatever your name is, right? Let's say your last name is Tower, okay? Say your last name is Tower, right? And so whoever you're in a relationship with, whatever their last name is, they have ancestors as well, right? And so they also want to make that name great as well, right? So their ancestors, your ancestors, everybody's making their family names great, right? So everything does not feel like you're carrying the weight, like you feel like you got the weight of the world on your shoulders as well. And so whoever you are with, they also have to be a star. Like we have all of these stars in the sky as well. We have all the stars in the sky. Even if they're not as a big of a star as you are, and we're not talking about necessarily fame, just so we're crystal clear. When I talk about star, I'm talking about hope, right? We're talking about the star card is hope, right? But you all are born a star. Like you all came out the womb. Something about you stood out. You're used to people hating on you, loving you, hate. I mean, it's secret haters, open haters, people who secretly love you, people who openly love you. Y'all used to it. I mean, this is just an everyday occurrence for Leo, right? But something about laziness makes y'all break out in hives and itch, right? As it should. It should for anybody who's born a star. And so you like to roll the dice. This right here, you all rule fifth house. You like to roll the dice. I'm seeing here in your cards here, if you're currently in a relationship with someone where you feel like you are carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, and you feel like you roll the dice with them, before somebody makes a decision in haste, impulsively, I would say to pray about it. The reason why I say that is because if you're a person who jumps on the bandwagon of something that you feel like you could be making a grave mistake. There's a lot of looking at your cards here. You're a very responsible person. A lot of people can learn a lot from Leos. I'm talking about a lot. And if you are in a relationship with a person who is responsible, someone who is grounded, rooted, someone who is, is going to be in for the long haul. Let's say you're in a relationship, everybody has a past. Looking at this right here, you're on the rebirth side, right? You want to make sure as you're learning about what type of magic people practice, if they practice dark moon magic or in there the light side of the moon. Like I practice light side. I know a lot about the dark side, but I don't encourage the dark side at all. When I tell people I take you down to the lowest of frequency, is to be a lighthouse, to say I'm not leaving anybody behind. basically to tell people, hey, listen, none of us on this planet can judge another human being. Anybody who thinks they can judge another human being by their past, okay, they put themselves in a very dangerous position, because we're not each other's gods. Come off that frequency of thinking you can stand in judgment of another human being, because everybody's past can be put on blast, right? And it's nothing like source humbling somebody. It's different than people not knowing what to believe, right? That's one thing, because people don't really know what to believe. But the source puts you out there. You just know where you can really hide. You can't really hide from nothing, right? When you think you're so better than everybody else, then I'm better than whatever. So it's like, all right, okay. So looking at the cards here, you don't ever want to jump on the next big thing. I've seen it so many times in places where I work, people kissing up to whoever's sitting in a chair, whoever's sitting in the spot, right? Whoever's sitting in the, if you're in a situation where you know that somebody is responsible, like I just happen to love sports. But I'm always, like, for instance, for me, I like to recognize people from like the past, and also the people who are currently in positions right now, right? Because those people played some role too, in me even liking sports, right? So you don't ever jump on a bandwagon of anybody who just like somebody feels like is the hottest new thing of something, right? So Source is trying to tell somebody, is like, if you're in any kind of a relationship right now where you feel like people are responsible in any way, shape, form, or fashion, don't let your ego, whoever you are, determine you jumping ship for something, right? Pray about it first. Gain some clarity, right? Really gain some clarity on some things, right? And I would say that even for people who even have readers, as much as I want, people to, trust me to be their reader, if you have a current reader right now where you feel like you've been with that person for a while, because I don't do this I don't do this for fun. If you have a person that you've been going to for a long time and you feel like that is your reader, you trust that person, stay with that person, pray about it. Or if you have a church or a mosque or a temple or whatever, you feel like this is your base, this is where sports team, whatever, whoever, love interest, whatever. Pray about it first. Get clarity from who your creator is before you decide to bounce and go somewhere new, right? Because the grass always seems like it's better on the other side. That's what I always tell people, is the grass always seems like it's better on the other side, right? So somebody is really learning now just how powerful the sun is. This is what I'm looking at here. You're learning how powerful the sun is, getting out in the sun, right? And just kind of sort of what puts a smile on your face and what makes you happy, getting your rest and all of those other things. And so you also are realizing too how being structured and disciplined, this is the Tower card. Somebody's like, how structured and disciplined, being around people who are structured and disciplined, how for you is exciting. It's really, really exciting, right? Yeah, that's exciting for everybody. So when you're talking about rolling the dice, and I don't have dice, throwing it on the table, bow, right through the table. So it's saying to you, you make sure you're on top of things. Make sure you're on top of things for yourself, right? Because you're a person who wear your heart on your sleeve, right? You wear your heart, obviously, and that's an idiom, right? You wear your heart on the sleeve. But you're a person who is a protector, but you also want to balance it out. You also want to make sure you're with someone who is not just like you. If y'all know what I'm saying, Leos, y'all want to make it, whether you're a man or woman, it doesn't really matter. You want to make sure somebody is just not just like you. Somebody who is, y'all know what I'm saying, just like you, where you have to tell them, like, get some rest. Like, get some rest, right? That's what I'm seeing here in your cards. That's what I'm seeing here in your cards. So I feel like somebody has, I'm saying in terms of friendships, I'm saying in terms of romantic relationships, I'm just saying in terms of like, I'm saying like this new you though. This is nice. I'm seeing a fortune here being made. I'm saying, well, not just a whole friendship circle, whole new friendship circle of being around responsible energies. One, I'm seeing you being surrounded by stars, right? People who know their worth and know their value, right? But stars in their own 10th house, their own vocation. This is what I'm seeing. Like it's like sources putting your team together. Your readers, your sports fans, some of y'all could be players or whatever, sports players, could be musicians, could be whatever your calling is on your life, artist, whoever. I feel like Source is putting all of this together because the Sun card came out first for you all. Source is putting a group of people together who are operating in their North Node. This is what I'm seeing here for you all. And just helping you to get structured and authoritative, like putting your group of people together so that nobody coming together where you are concerned is a weak link in the chain. Everybody is coming together, right? But prayer first is going to have to be the first thing. That's going to have to be, it's going to have to be first. It's going to have to be at the head of everything because we have double tower here. These two cards here, Emperor and the Death card is a silent tower, and then you see tower here, if that makes any sense to anybody. And the Sun is a star. Sun is a star, right? You got two stars here, right? Right? You have the first sign and the last sign here, right? So you got a lot going on. You got the masculine and feminine here. You got a lot going on in your readings here, right? So the moon, when you watch this video, the moon would have moved from Gemini into Cancer. Cancer is ruled by the moon. So this is where this weekend you want to go within. Cancer is, the symbol for Cancer is the crab, right? And so you want to go into your shell this weekend. You want to relax. Cancer is ruled by the moon, even though it's a Pisces card, but Cancer is ruled by the moon, and Cancer is the I feel sign. So this is where you say, okay, you feel something where you want to plant a seed. Cancer, when the moon is in Cancer, since Cancer is ruled by the moon and it picks up on every zodiac sign every 2.5 days, every zodiac sign to complete a 29.5 day cycle. You can feel it in your stomach, breast, womb area, ovary, that whole area there in that creative space. This is a great time. I tell people all the time, it's a great time to think about what you want to create. If you want to write a book, if you want to, I mean, some people plan to see to create kids during that time. But if you want to create some ideas, you want to sit down and draft up some ideas for some things that you want to create during this time, whatever it is that you're trying to create, is a great time to do so that you don't feel like you have the weight of the world on your shoulders, right? But a truth is being illuminated inside of you is that you don't necessarily want to carry the weight of the world on your shoulder. And it's not that somebody wants to be impulsive anymore, right? Of feeling like you want to carry the weight of the world. As a matter of fact, I feel like somebody wants to live a softer life or a more balanced out life. Looking at your cards here, this is a you're on your path, your path of illumination, truth, and returning to your inner fire is what I'm seeing for you all, Leos. And so your current card here is leading here. So divine synchronicity. Spirit says that your light is unstoppable. You are awakening to joy, clarity, and divine self-expression. The tower would be the challenge for you. This is unexpected change, shakes your foundation. Spirit says this is not chaos, it's sacred realignment. clearing what blocks your radiance. The reason why the Tower would be a challenge for some Leos is because you're so used to carrying the weight of the world on your shoulder. It can almost seem irritating if you feel like some people around you are not carrying their weight in any kind of a relationship, a personal or professional relationship, right? It can almost seem like they're being lazy. But remember, some people secretly carry their weight in other ways, right? And that's what you're evaluating. That's what you're evaluating. That's what you're praying about. You're saying, okay, I'm not making any hasty decisions here, right? I'm not making any hasty decisions here. This is the Ten of Wands here, right? So what you're trying to do is see something from a higher frequency. It's a temperance card. So you don't want a temper to come out and you go off on somebody. You're not carrying your weight. You know, we're friends and I thought you was going to be carrying your weight and you just seem like you're not doing enough. And no. You want to start seeing something from a higher frequency. You really want to start seeing something from a higher frequency and how people carry their weight in other ways. Are they really supportive of you? That's carrying a weight, right? Because do you want somebody else who y'all like, you know, and I'm going to throw a little jokey joke in here, right? Like the brothers on the 5 Heartbeats, when they both on stage and they both fighting for the spotlight, and one snatches the sleeve off the other brother's shoulders, and they had to make it out of a a show the next time. They had to make a part of the act the next show, right? No, you don't want that. So people carry their weight in other ways. You know, people carry their weight in other ways, and so somebody may secretly carry their weight in a way, but you don't want to force a person to be just like you in the way that you carry your weight. They carry their weight in another way, right? It can be overwhelming, you know, where a person drives a person to drink or drives somebody so overwhelmed they start crying or whatever the case may be, and they don't know what to believe. They don't know what to believe about you, right? So that's not what you want to do. And so this is where structure and authority. I feel like you are a prayer warrior, and so you could be having an out loud tower moment. Somebody else could be having a secret tower moment, like they don't know what to believe. Like, okay, I thought I was carrying my weight, but you're saying I'm not carrying my weight, and I'm doing all of this, and blah 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 blah. Next thing you know, tempers flaring, it's just all over the place, and it's just out of control. So you got to be careful that there are some energies that want to be kept in a loop. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, there's some energies that want to be kept in a loop because they say they got your back, but they just secretly waiting to pounce on something to end something, right? You got somebody in your corner that is carrying their weight. Somebody could be carrying their weight. You don't want to be confused. You don't want to be confused, right? So if you're in a relationship with somebody, friendships, romantic, whatever the case may be, and people are carrying their weight, they secretly carrying their weight, don't let outside influences come inside and rip that to shreds, because people don't really know how other people are carrying their weight in the form of being supportive. I think I mentioned this in another reading. Whose reading did I mention this? How people's family and friends can come in and I want to say, I forgot what zodiac sign I mentioned it in, but how people's family and friends can come in and mix and mess up people's romantic relationships, you know, coming in from the outside, messing up people's relationships. So if that's you, how family and friends can come in and mess up relationships because they don't really see what goes on behind closed doors, and how other people carry their weight in other ways, emotionally carry their weight. So if that's you, if you're in a relationship with somebody and they're emotionally carrying the weight, you know, for you, and family and friends are coming from the outside just trying to find out what's going on behind closed doors, you're going to have to learn how to tell people to mind their business for real. So that's what I'm saying here, because somebody feels overwhelmed. Somebody feels overwhelmed in a situation, whoever this is, and they're trying to be as structured and organized as possible. And so somebody can almost feel like they're being used as a pawn in a game when they're a prayer warrior. Somebody could feel like they've been praying, but they can also feel like they're overwhelmed as well. So and almost may feel like they want to move, be depending on, see this number 3 right here. 3 looks like lips when you turn it to the side. Somebody could feel like they're being talked to a certain kind of way, because they could feel like they being told that they're being lazy, they're not carrying their weight. They could feel like they're being yelled at or whatever, and they can make somebody cry. It could make a man or a woman cry, and could feel like they're being bullied or they're not carrying their weight in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And they could literally be trying to be as supportive as possible, trying to be the person that you prayed for. You could pray for somebody who's like, okay, who's somebody who doesn't want to steal your spotlight or steal your shine, and they could literally be there, the nice girl, the nice guy, really trying to be there to be the supportive energy. And that could have been the person that you prayed for, right? So you don't want to be in a relationship with yourself, whoever it is, whoever you are. But if somebody has to almost leave, like this spirit is almost already out the door, like it's just, they just starting to shut down. Some people have already left the relationship spiritually before they physically left the relationship, right? Especially if they feel like they halfway in survival mode. So hopefully this reading is helping someone's relationship. I don't know what this is, but hopefully it's helping someone's relationship, because I feel like, looking at the cards here, there is somebody, there are two possibly, this looks like it's 3. Could be a secret third energy here. What's the polarities to this? Polarity to Aries is Libra. Polarity to Pisces is Virgo. Polarity to Leo is Aquarius. Polarity to Scorpio is Taurus. Polarity to Aquarius is Leo. So you got quite a few energies here. It's like a lot of hands in a pot, basically trying to get somebody to move. Maybe trying to get you to move or get somebody else to move. And this is almost common. I mean, looking at the Tower card, it's impulsive. It's like somebody is around you making, like, influencing you to make an impulsive decision. And the decision really is yours, Leo, for you to pray about something to gain some kind of clarity. You got all these energies around you trying to get you to make some kind of an impulsive decision. And the Tower could actually end up falling on you. And that would be horrible. That would be absolutely horrible, because it's like basically trying to force somebody to move, and talk to somebody in a very impulsive way, like yell at somebody, basically, like bully somebody, like ram somebody out, like basically push somebody out. Yell at somebody, it's their way or the highway, or such and such and such and such. When really, and somebody is already crying, that's not a sign of weakness. That's really shining a demon. It's actually shining someone else's demons on them. To bully somebody, to make a person cry, it's actually shining a demon onto them. That's basically saying this person is impulsive. Like they have no control. It's a person who needs a spiritual detox. They're secretly watching something, right? So that's been exposed. The secret has been exposed. But it's also showing a spiritual detox needs to happen, right? So something is being exposed. A secret is being exposed, for one, that people are secretly watching something, right? Because an impulsive action is being taken and a light is shining on something, right? And that somebody is in survival mode. And so somebody's feeling like, okay, I need to roll the dice. And I'm, so somebody's like, okay, rolling the dice is like gambling. I'm going to take a gamble on something. But you can't take a gamble on where a person lives, where they move, whether they move. I'm going to put this person out. Like, that would be instant karma. That's karma on somebody. Because something is overwhelming for somebody. There is an Aries moon involved here. There is a Scorpio moon, an Aquarius moon involved here. There's a Leo moon involved here. There's a lot of people involved here. There's a lot of people involved here. Quite a few people. There's a Leo moon involved here. Aquarius, Scorpio, Leo, Aries, moon involved here, right? Somebody's ready to risk it all. Like somebody's ready to make some kind of an impulsive move here. So I'm seeing the strength card here. I'm seeing the strength card here. And so your energy is powerful, it's magnetic, it's refined. And so Spirit said gentleness is your true mastery. Your grace tames all storms. And so the external influence is the wheel of fortune. So destiny shifts in your favor. Spirit says divine timing opens the next chapter. Surrender, control, and watch fate unfold beautifully. And then your hopes and fears will be death, right? And so transformation calls you forward. Spirit says endings are gateways. Fear nothing that asks to be released, for it only leads to your rebirth. I always tell people try not to make impulsive moves, because people usually regret impulsive moves, right? To pray about things for clarity. Pray about things for clarity. Outcome is star. And so healing and divine light return, and Spirit confirms your soul shines brighter than ever. Your purpose is awakening on a higher plane, Leos. And so this week, Spirit calls you into divine courage and radiant rebirth. You are not losing power. You are redefining, or you are refining it. And so the flame within you is sacred, not for ego, but for illumination. Let your heart lead. Your intuition guide. Your intuition guides you, and your light heals you. The universe is aligning you with your truest essence. Shine without hesitation. Shine without hesitation. Yeah. Remember, there's more than one star shining in the sky. More than one star shining in the sky. It's time to open your vault door. It's time to open your vault door. Your new home awaits. Your new home awaits. And your new home really is your physical body. Somebody is now really starting to really become stronger just by getting outside in the sun and getting some rest and not making any hasty decisions moving forward. You're not returning their call, whoever it is, I don't know. Yeah, so at what age did your parents work on their shadow self, and at what age did you work on your shadow self? I feel like somebody could have a very impulsive spirit in your group of people who like to take a gamble, who likes to play games, who almost likes to see how much they can control your energy to some degree, like who likes to control you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. So I feel like somebody's going to really slow down and let Source or the Creator be your guide. So move on in silence and move on in peace. But it's something that you prayed for in terms of a relationship or relationships of people around you, that people are not trying to outshine you, whoever you are, right? Because that's no fun to be in friendships or romantic relationships. Like, you want people to, the strength that Leos have is people are actually inspired by your sunny disposition. Actually, they're inspired by your light. You all are ruled by the sun, right? And so it's nice to sit back and see how people tell you all, I'm so glad that you showed up for my event. You really inspired me. That you didn't, you weren't trying to outshine. You just kind of sat out in the audience. People knew who you are. You could be the cousin. You could be we're not talking about famous. We're just talking about your light shining, just being there as support, inspiring, strengthening people just because you're there, right? And just seeing how a person just kind of sort of develops just because you were there. It could be your brother, your sister, your cousin, your whomever. People looking out and just seeing you smiling like, okay, thumbs up, that kind of thing. I feel like that's what Leos bring to circles. So yeah, I feel like somebody is secretly, learning how to be stronger because of your energy. Whoever you are, I feel like they're learning how to be stronger because of your energy. right? But they're carrying their load as for it being a prayer warrior for you. I feel like you have several energies around you, but I also feel like you do have a prideful energy around you too. So you're protected by angels. Yeah, somebody secretly is still very prideful. Okay, let me see how I can describe this, because this is where the Tower comes in. Because I saw this in somebody else's reading. This is where you're going to have to really create a very firm boundary here. Somebody from your past still wants access to your energetic space, right? So they feel like they can control a third person, right? Let me see how I can do this, right? So since you're a fire sign, somebody from the past feels like they can still control your space. So let's say, for instance, you have kids with someone, right? So this would be you and someone else's child in the middle, right? Somebody from your past who feels like they don't have direct access to you, but they have access to your kids. So whatever's going on in your life, whether it's you and a business partner, you and a love interest, you or whatever, your personal, professional life, they feel like through your kids, they can still get to you, your personal, your professional life, right? Even if it's in a joking way, right? Because that's your role, fifth house. Fifth house is the house of joking, children, jokes, gambling, taking a gamble on things, right? They feel like they can get there. So what Leo's position has to be is to be very discerning. Because one, y'all are ruled by the sun, and anybody from your past that the situation has been deaded in the past, you're gonna have to discern what can I share with my kids or whoever I have in common with people from the past that I've deaded the situation from. Y'all, hopefully y'all understand what I'm saying, so that it's not confusing to whoever's in your life to a point of overwhelm where they don't know what to believe. This is the I believe sign. They don't know what to believe, and they got one foot on a banana peel and the other foot in the grave. Like, in other words, they halfway out of there. They don't know what to believe. They so confused. They feel like they're a prayer warrior, and people don't understand the power of prayer, intercessory prayer, praying for people, right? So somebody has to really be very serious and very clear with whoever's in the middle that's connected to something that's dead in the past. And basically, like, I don't play that. I don't play like that. Right? Somebody has to be very, very clear, because it can be really, really confusing. And it doesn't really matter what your zodiac sign is. You can be a Leo, you can just be fifth house, Leo, wherever Leo is in your birth chart. You're going to have to be real, real clear, because it puts people in survival mode. It puts people in survival mode, whoever you are, right? So if you have kids with somebody who wants to know what's going on in your life, who you're seeing, and even if they're adult kids and they live with them or they have some kind of connection with them in any way, whether they live with them, sharing a property with them, anything that's connection, love them deep, and they feel like their love is going to be taken away from them, they're not going to love them anymore, where it can just devastate them, when they feel like, okay, I'm not going to talk to you anymore, and it's just going to devastate them, which of course is going to affect you. This is where you're going to get on top of something. This is where you're going to take a gamble and say, you know what? I need to completely not joke at all, because something ended somebody on the inside, in terms of just like you wearing your heart on your sleeve. It just made a person feel like, okay, now I got the weight of the world on my shoulders. I got the weight of the world on my shoulders now, because this person's ended something. This person is going to end it with me. So I'm never, it's almost like a person, so you're going to learn how to move on in silence and move on in peace and not make any impulsive decisions, whoever you are, because the light is now shining on something. It's shining on something that, who is secretly watching certain things, and who is linking up with whom. So Um, yeah, something is now known. Let me see. Yeah, things are starting to flow to you like water. Things are flowing to you like water. So here we have solar plexus chakra cleanse. So somebody can do this. Somebody can now do this. Somebody can now do this because you're protected by angels. You're definitely protected by angels. But the sun is going to get out, and the sun is going to be more secret. It's going to be the secret to you becoming stronger and stronger and stronger. No impulsive moves. None. Because once a person is like half, I'm telling y'all, 1 foot in the grave and the other foot in the banana peel, it's real hard once a person spiritually has left the building. It's not going to take that much longer for their body to leave, for real. Depending on who it is. If it's a fixed sign like you, a Scorpio, Aquarius, a Taurus, a Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, y'all know the 4 fixed signs. Once a fixed sign gets fixated on this spirit has already left a situation, once their physical body leave, they ain't coming back. They ain't coming back. That's just, y'all know you're a fixed sign. They already know. Once they ain't coming back. So, but if you have somebody that's there, like physically there in a situation, and somebody knows that somebody is responsible, right? And you got people who are impulsive around you, whoever's impulsive around you. So it's just saying, you, a fixed sign, you can do it. Things are starting to flow to you like water. The secret for you is to get out in your element, the sun. You're a robot luminary, the sun. Because I'm telling y'all, fixed signs, no joke. You got the fixed signs, you got cardinal signs, you got mutable signs. Once a fixed sign is fixated on rolling out, a fixed sign is not coming back. People can try it if they want. A fixed sign is not coming back. Too many people have learned the hard way. If you're a Leo and you know you're a Leo, and you say once you leave a situation, no matter what it is, you leave a job, a friendship, it's hard. It's hard for you. It's hard for you to turn back around. If you say, okay, I ain't friends with that person no more, hey, you can love them to pieces. But it's just hard for your brains to turn back. Once you love interest, it's hard to turn back around. Something is over. Something is over. So something has come to light. So take a leap of faith. Something has come to light. So you're in the rebirth side of something. So toss something into a burning bowl. Toss something into a burning bowl. So get some fresh air. Being on the rebirth side basically is like, okay, choosing to operate in the spirit of love, not being impulsive, choosing to operate in the spirit of love, releasing any kind of weight of the world on your shoulders, like really moving on, just saying the spiritual realm, like I'm not carrying no dead weight on my shoulders. I'm moving on. That's the new Leo. High vibrational, not being impulsive, praying, asking source for clarity, not making yourself or other people feel like the weight of the world on your shoulders. You're just moving on. Structured, authoritative, So if somebody has a Leviathan spirit of envy, you could be moving on from a very impulsive spirit who feels like something is their way or the highway. But once you pray about something, you're like, okay, I'm leaving the dead weight behind within yourself of just being connected to, linking up with energies who just feel like to death do them part. That's just how they are. They want to sting somebody. They want to get somebody back, like on get back time. Somebody's getting away from those types of energies altogether. So you're getting some fresh air. You're getting away from envious spirits. You're raising your frequency. You have somebody has love in their life. Either you have love in your life or you have love coming across your path. Something for you. And this is where a new home, somebody could be moving into a new home. But yeah, you're not calling people back who are chained to this belief system that you got to bring a tower down on somebody. Like, yeah, you're moving on in silence and moving on in peace. Something about your energy is just very positive. Somebody just ready for some really good news to come across their path, right? So if you have somebody in your life that you know that they are responsible, that they are high vibrational, that they are did I say the word responsible? Yeah, yeah. They see things from a higher frequency. They don't have a temper. You know. Anyway, your gifts have increased. Yeah. So your ex wants to return. What I say, y'all? This I'm talking about. Somebody. That was the example that came out. I'm telling y'all, you're a fire sign. I'm telling you, the situation was already over. Somebody's ex felt like they could use somebody here in the middle to get to you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. So it's almost like somebody does not want you to be with a new person. If you're with a new person, if you're single and you're on your way to a new person, or if you're currently with a new, that's why you're gonna have to dead the situation. The ego is gonna have to come out of the way. All this trying to get along with somebody, it's like almost like don't wait for a whole tower to fall on you before before somebody's ex is realizing Archangel Michael, the dispenser of justice, is with you. Yeah. Let go and let God. Somebody's ex is just really realizing that they were successful with you, or like they were. What's the word I'm looking for here? Yeah, I want to say successful because the sun card is a joy, successful, delightful. It's very positive energy. But something about their energy just brings you down to a low frequency. It's almost like riding through a sundown town being with them. Whoever this energy is, it literally is almost like being with them. Whoever this energy is, being with them is just overwhelming. Being with them is just overwhelming for you. Whoever they are, they're obsessive. They make people around them feel like they got the weight of the world on their shoulder. All of this is rooted in fear. It's almost like fear of being alone, like somebody who has to be in a relationship with somebody when you shine bright by yourself. But with them, they always gotta, we ride at dawn, we gotta go get this person. Something about being around them for you is just, makes you feel like you just wasted your time. So you're going out and getting the fresh air. Something about your energy felt very impulsive with them. So you're tossing something into a burning bowl. Yeah. Someone like they just like to see people cry. Something about them, that energy kind of rubbed off on you, rubs off on other people. So, I don't know. Yeah, intuition. Yeah, your intuition has been telling you something for a long time to really, really get balanced out. To really, really get balanced out. You have a very strong intuition. And you want to protect your peace. Number 2, and you're saying peace to something, right? We see this Ankh here, right? So you're dealing with, somebody could be dealing with toxic masculine energy, and you want to balance it out. Divine masculine to divine feminine energy. Something you want to balance something out. Somebody almost demonized. Somebody demonized your intuition. That's what it is. Whether you're a man or woman, somebody demonized your intuition. So you're taking a leap of faith. Taking a leap of faith. So yeah, so here we have 319. So relationships, bring forth new love. So your angels are asking you to unblock your energy now. So if you are in a romantic relationship, do something to reinforce the bond between you and your significant other. If you are single, this is a prime time to bring forth new love. Sit in meditation right now for a few moments as you visualize the white light of the divine shining on your heart chakra, clearing out any debris that blocks loving energies from coming to you. Yeah. So, in short, if you were the person who sees intuition as being something that's sacred, let's grow, let's sharpen intuition, let's work together to do energy work, let's do the spiritual work, right? If you're with someone who really wants to do the energy work, who believes, maybe you have psychic gifts, right? Others have psychic gifts they don't see as competition. That may work. But if you with somebody who is who hates that, we don't believe in that kind of stuff. That stuff is demonic, it's evil. We don't rely on that kind of stuff because maybe something about somebody's psychic gifts found out a secret about them in some way, shape, form, or fashion. That is very telling of something. It's very, very telling of something. And that would cause you to move on because you're getting some kind of downloads that, okay, what is it that they hate so much about people's psychic gifts? Maybe somebody found out something about them. But for you, if you're with someone who you feel like you're in a stable relationship with them and you're picking up and you're growing your psychic gifts, your gifts are growing with that person and they're open and they're supportive of those gifts. Y'all know what I'm saying? Don't let them leave. Y'all growing y'all gifts together. It's not a competition. Y'all trying to grow your gifts together, right? But if you're with somebody who absolutely hates psychic gifts, there's a reason why they don't want you to grow your gift. They don't want you to grow your clairs. They don't want you to find out something that's going on. They don't want you to talk to other people. They don't want you to astral project. They don't want you to find out certain things. So that's what I'm seeing here. So something is not a competition. It's not a competition, whether it's in your household or outside your household. It's not a competition. So hopefully this reading is helpful, but you're tossing fear, doubt, uncertainty, or whatever into a burning bowl. Somebody will pray about something before they make some kind of a clear decision, and answers are going to come to you real fast. They're going to come to you lightning fast because you already know. But something first felt like somebody was being lazy. Then you'll start realizing somebody was keeping something a secret. One energy for one set of Leos, somebody's going to realize somebody really does want to enhance their psychic gifts. They don't see me as competition, right? For another set of Leos, this is within your household. Somebody's going to feel like this person really is keeping some secrets because I'm having all kinds of weird, crazy dreams about them and somebody else within the same household, not outside the household, that's creeping me out here. What is this, right? So that's what I'm seeing for you in your cards. That is what I'm seeing for you in your cards. So don't be afraid of your gifts. Do not be afraid of your gifts at all. When people don't want you to have these downloads and dreams within the same household, they don't want you to find out something. So you're getting closer and closer, but you're protected by angels. Acceptance. Radical acceptance in the now opens the flow. But don't make any quick decisions. Somebody doesn't, for one of you all, okay, let me be crystal clear with this one. For somebody, the reason why somebody is crying, the reason why one energy is crying, this is 3 people possibly in the household, 3 or more. The reason why somebody could be crying is because they don't want you to leave. They want you to pick up on something that's going on in the household with this misogynist energy. Somebody who hates psychic gifts. They think it's evil, demonic, all of that. They want somebody's gifts to sharpen because they want you to pick up on something they're too afraid to tell you. Okay, so let's get that clear. So that's the reason why somebody doesn't want somebody to leave. They were like, please, I hope you pick up on something. Don't leave me here by myself with this energy. That's not something somebody could come out and tell you. They would be too ashamed and embarrassed. Because they don't want somebody else. This person has a temper. And you've seen the temper. You have seen a temper flare in somebody in a house. This person has a Aries moon. You have seen a temper. You've seen how the person talks to somebody, how they bully a person. Whoever you are, you've seen how they talk to this person, how they bully this person. Whoever, I don't know who you are, your intuition is telling you something. That's why the person is overwhelmed. They're crying. They're like, okay, please don't leave. Because I need you to pick up on something deeper, darker, that you don't want to see. You really don't want to see it. So this is where you toss fear, doubt, uncertainty into a burning bowl, right? So Archangel Michael, the dispenser of justice, is with you, whoever you are, in the spiritual and the physical realm. Somebody is trying to make somebody responsible for something, right? Somebody's trying to make somebody responsible for something. And the prayer warriors in all of this are coming out. So I know this reading is really, really long, but the best thing you can do for people is talk to them in a very loving way. Very loving way. Stop flying off the handle. Stop getting upset. Stop saying that people are lazy, because people are exhausted for a reason. Okay, y'all? People do. Everything I can't put on social media. I can't put everything on social media, so. And that's what I have for you. That is what I have for you. I wish I could put everything on social media, but I cannot. Try to put as much on social media as I can. But when a person has a Leviathan spirit, a spirit of envy, I mean, some things are so in people's faces. And I'm saying this as a person with a lot of players. But if I were to say it, if I were to say certain things on social media, it just, I mean, and I'm just not. My community wants me to thrive. Just keep this in mind. If you are in a community that wants you to thrive, the opposite of thrive is die, right? Some people don't want people to be in a community that wants them to thrive. Because if they're in a community that wants them to thrive, then it takes on another life form. They start talking more, they start more open, their energy level comes back, they start telling people what's really going on behind closed doors, right? So it's advantageous and beneficial for people to be amongst people who just make a fortune if they're in communities where people don't want them to thrive. So people are going to start reading between the lines. When there's a fortune at stake, everybody can't just say stuff straight out. Just come straight out and say things. So, right? Throat chakra. You can say that again and again. That is the reason why people keep saying somebody's a liar. That's what I have for you. Bye.